Gentlemen, you are the cream of the world's air forces. This country desperately needs your help. 6 months ago, an extremely well-armed and organized terrorist force carried out a coup d'etat. Attempts to free our country have been foiled by repeated surprise attacks. To avoid escalating this war and causing unacceptable civilian losses, we wish to employ your services. Surgical airstrikes and the elimination of enemy air superiority will tip the scales in our favor. You will receive remuneration commensurate with your positions as the premier top guns of the world. This is an evaluation of your operational abilities. Intelligence reports an enemy supply unit moving to resupply their forward positions. You should have the advantage of surprise. You should have localized air superiority for the duration of the operation. Target, C5A supply unit.
Ready? Right now! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Bingo! Yahoo! Fire! Shoot it down! Bingo! Yahoo! Bogey on our 6. Enemy in up ahead! Enemy locked on takeoff! Here! Bogey on our tail! On our right! Bogey on our tail! Bogey on our 6! On our right! Let's return to mission, buddy! Up ahead! Enemy locked on target! Fire! Shoot it down! Bingo! Yahoo! Don't let him get away! Bag one! I'm losing him! Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Great shot! On our right! Enemy locked on target. Look on our tail! Jesus, miss! Wait! On our right! Up ahead! Enemy in sight. Fire! Shoot it down! Great shot! Great shot! Out! Fire! Shoot it down! Bogey on our 6. On our right! Let's return to up ahead! Jesus, miss! On our left! Up ahead! Fire! Shoot it down! Blew him away! I'm losing him! targets located. Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot down! Bingo! Yahoo! Here! Oh! Quick shot! Quick shot! Here! Oh! Mission accomplished.
Immediate mobilization required. Our base's position was compromised in the last enemy push. Reports indicate imminent arrival of bombers. Scramble and ace those bogies. Target B-52 Bomber Force.
Ready? Break now! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot at the green shot! Bogey on our six. Bogey on our tail! On our right! Bogey on our six. Bogey on our six. Up ahead! On our right! Bogey on our six! Fire! Shoot it down! Bingo! Yahoo! Enemy target located. I'm losing him! Enemy target located. Enemy target located. Enemy target located. Up ahead! Up ahead!
Warning!
Enemy locked on. Missile approaching. Dive! Dive! Bogey on our six.
Caution!
Pull out of it!
Engine stall. Caution!
On our left! West wing turn! Up ahead! Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight. Fire! Shoot it down! Hit him on our left! Bogey on our six. Jesus, miss! On our right!
Caution!
Pull out of it!
Engine stall.
Bogey on our tail! On our left! Enemy target located. Enemy target located. On our right! Up ahead! Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! shot! Here, toast! Enemy targets located. Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Great shot! Bingo! Yahoo! Wasted! I'm losing him! Enemy targets located. I'm losing him! Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Bingo! Yahoo! Tag one! Enemy in sight. Fire! Jesus! Miss! Bingo! Yahoo! Enemy targets located. Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Bingo! Yahoo! Great shot! He's wasted! Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Bingo! Yahoo! He's wasted! Mission accomplished.
AWACS reports an enemy incursion in our sector. We are diverting you from local air support to forward operations. Neutralize the approaching units. Target enemy attacking force. Formation makeup is unknown. Expect enemy fighter support and a tough dogfight. Good luck.
Ready? Break now! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot him down! Bingo!
Warning!
Focus on our 6. Enemy target located. Take off! Fire! Shoot him down! Great shot! Shoot him away! Great shot! Enemy target located. Focus on our 6. Jesus, bingo! Yahoo! No, Jesus, miss! They wasted! Focus on our 6. Take off! On our right! Enemy in... Up ahead! On our right! Up ahead! Focus on our 6. Jesus, miss! Bingo! Yahoo! Take off! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Great shot! Jesus, miss! Focus on our tail! Focus on our 6. Focus on our 6. On our right! Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Focus on our 6. Out! On our right! Take off! Jesus, miss! Up ahead! Focus on our 6. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Take off! Stay with him. Enemy target located. On our right! Focus 12 o'clock. Fire, shoot it down. Jesus, miss. Wasted. Let's return to mission, buddy. Enemy target located. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Jesus, miss! On our left! Focus 12 o'clock. On our right! Up ahead! On our left! On our right! Up ahead! Fire! Down! Bring it out! Let's return to mission, buddy! Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it! Wasted! Mission accomplished.
Up to now, our offensive missions have been constrained by the presence of civilians in Donetsk City. A recent evacuation of that city permits us to engage hard targets within the city perimeter. Target 1, Computer Communication Center. Target 2, Enemy Headquarters Building. Night conditions should neutralize enemy ground fire. However, the city has at least 3 interceptors available. We have no intelligence on force composition. From now on, you will have a wingman assigned to you. Inform him of the operation before departure.
Ready? Break now! Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. Bogey at 12 o'clock. Enemy locked on. Bogey on our 6. Great shot! Enemy caught. Take off. Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. Let's return to mission, buddy. On our right. Bogey on our tail. Enemy targets located. On our right. Altitude too low. Flying. Bogey on our tail. Enemy in sight. On our right. Up ahead. Bogey on our 6. Bogey at 12 with Bogey on our 6. Great shot! Great shot! Take off! Mission accomplished.
Reconnaissance indicates a weak link in their fuel supply infrastructure. A single pipeline transfers all crude oil from their fields to their refinery. Strike both the pipeline and the refinery. Target: oil refinery plant and oil field. Use the pipeline as a reference to the refinery. Locate and destroy.
Ready? Break now! Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. Bogey at 12 o'clock. On our right. Bogey on our 6. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution. Low altitude. Caution.
Too low. Flying.
Low altitude.
Enemy targets located. Enemy targets located. Enemy rockets locked on us. Missile approaching. Dive! Dive! Bogey on our 6. Up ahead! Enemy in sight. Bogey on our 6. Bogey on our 6. Bingo! Yahoo! Take off! Bingo! Yahoo! Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Let's return to mission, buddy! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Jesus, miss! On our left! Enemy focusing on our 6.
Warning.
Locked on us. Missile approaching.
Warning.
Dive! Focusing on our 6. On our right! Enemy up ahead! Jesus, miss! Focusing on our 6. Focusing on our tail! Enemy targets located. Take off! Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo! Altitude too low.
Warning.
Missile approaching. Dive! Dive! Altitude too low. Flight! Focusing on our 6. Let's return to mission, buddy. On our left. Up ahead. On our right. Focusing on our 6. Up ahead. Jesus, miss. On our left. Altitude too low. Flying. Up ahead. Fire. Shoot it through. Enemy targets located.
Warning.
Enemy locked on us.
Warning.
Missile approaching. Dive. Dive. Take off.
Caution.
Pull out of it.
Engine stall. Caution.
Focusing on our 6. Enemy targets located. Enemy targets located. Enemy targets located. Altitude too low. Flying. Enemy targets located. Enemy in. Up ahead. Enemy locked on target. Fire. Shoot it down. Jesus, miss. Focusing on our 6. On our right. Up ahead. Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight. I'm losing him. Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution.
Focusing on our 6.
Low altitude.
Take off. Focusing on our 6. Enemy targets located. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution.
Enemy targets located. On our left. Focusing on our 6. Take off. Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Altitude too low. Flying. Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution.
Enemy targets located. Close at 12 o'clock. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution.
Enemy locked on
Low
target.
altitude.
Bingo!
Caution.
Altitude too low. Flying.
Low altitude. Caution.
Enemy targets located. Enemy targets located. On our right. Enemy locked on target.
Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage.
Focusing on our 6.
Alert. Body damage. Alert, body damage.
Moving on our tail!
Alert,
Take
body
off!
damage.
Enemy targets located. I'm losing him. Enemy targets located. I'm losing him. Enemy targets located. Bogey at 12 o'clock. Bogey on our 6. Great shot. Bogey at 12 o'clock on our left. Bogey on our 6. On our right. Take off. Bogey on our tail. Enemy targets located. Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. Enemy too low. Flying.
Caution.
Bogey on our tail. Bogey on our 6.
Caution.
Too low. Flying.
Low altitude.
Take off. Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution.
Mission accomplished.
The enemy has proved to have significant resources. This war of attrition is not to our advantage. We are now targeting key infrastructure sites. Target: resources mining system and production plans. Intelligence reports stealth fighters operating in this theater. Remember, their lack of radar signature makes visual sighting essential.
Ready? Break now! Enemy target located. Book at 12 o'clock. Bogey on our 6. On our right.
Warning.
Enemy locked on us. Missile approaching. Dive! Dive! Bogey on our 6. Bogey on our tail!
Caution.
Pull out of it!
Engine stall. Caution.
On our right!
Engine stall. Caution.
On our right! Bogey at 12 o'clock! Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Bring back one! I'm losing him! I'm losing him! Enemy in sight. Enemy target located. Bogey at 12 o'clock. On our left. Bogey on our tail. Bogey on our 6. Take off. Let's return to mission, buddy. Enemy target located. On our left. Enemy in. Bogey on the tail. Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yeah! Altitude too low. Fine. Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Great shot!
Alert, body damage.
Low, fine.
Alert, body damage. Alert, body
Enemy
damage.
in sight.
Alert, body
Enemy
damage.
target located.
Alert, body damage.
Enemy on our left. Bogey on our 6. Bogey on our tail. Take off. On our left. Let's return to mission, buddy. Enemy target located. Bogey on our 6. I'm losing him. Take off. Enemy target located. Enemy locked on target. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution.
Great shot. On our right.
Alert, body
Ahead.
damage.
Mission accomplished.
The enemy's ADCRS, Air Defense Command and Radar System, has been identified. We can expect a steep drop in enemy effectiveness if this site is destroyed. The enemy has an effective SAM kill zone around the target. Its one weak point is a narrow ravine leading to the base. This requires precision, nap of the earth flying. Target, enemy radar site. You have no effective countermeasures to this model of SAM. Exit the ravine and you are toast.
Ready? Break now! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Tag one! Enemy target located. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Toast! Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Blew him away! Enemy targets located. Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight. Fire! Shoot it down! Wasted! Enemy targets located. Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Wasted! Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo! Mission accomplished.
Regaining Donetsk City is a prime strategic consideration for the enemy. To forestall offensive operations, we will strike their staging area. Target, staging facilities and B-1 bombers. Our goal is to hit them just before their incursion begins.
Ready? Break now! Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot him down! Blew him away! On our left! Up ahead! Enemy in sight. Fire! Shoot him down! Jesus, miss! Jesus, miss! Enemy in sight. Jesus, miss! Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight. On our right. Up ahead. Enemy in sight. Fire! Shoot it down! Enemy targets located. Focus on our 6. On our left. Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Wasted! Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on us. Missile approaching. Die! Die! Up ahead! On our left! Focus on our tail! On our left! Altitude too low, flying! Up ahead! Enemy in sight! Enemy Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Bingo! On our left! Bogey on our 6. Enemy on our right! On our left! On our right! Up ahead! On our right! Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Bring blew him away! Bring toast! Enemy in sight. Let's return to mission, buddy. Enemy target located. Focus 12 o'clock. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution.
Bogey on our
Low
tail.
altitude. Caution.
Too low. Flying.
Low altitude.
Bingo. Take off.
Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy target located. On our right. Bogey on our 6. Take off. Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight. Enemy target located. Altitude too low. Flying. Mission accomplished.
Naval Intelligence report a transport heading to Nawikot Bay. Since it may be a troop transport, we need to sink it before it docks. Follow up with destruction of the island port facilities. The opposition is expected to consist of an enemy fighter wing of unknown composition and patrolling Aegis warships. The Aegis missile system is highly effective. Eliminate the warships quickly.
Ready? Break now! Bogey at 12 o'clock! On our right! Bogey on our 6! On our right, take off! Bogey on our tail! Enemy in sight! Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Take note! Altitude too low. Flying. Enemy in sight. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution. Low altitude.
Enemy
Caution.
too low. Flying.
Low altitude. Caution. Low altitude.
Altitude too low. Flying. Wingman has been hit. Up ahead. Enemy locked on target. Fire. Shoot it down.
Caution.
Focus on our six.
Alert body damage. Alert body damage.
Take off.
Alert body damage.
On our left.
Alert body damage. Alert body
Up ahead.
damage.
Enemy locked on target. Fire. Shoot it down.
Caution.
Wasted. Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target.
Caution.
Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution. Alert body damage. Alert body damage. Alert body damage. Alert body damage. Alert body damage.
Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight. Altitude too low. Flying. Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo! Enemy locked on target. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution.
Altitude too low. Flying. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution. Low altitude.
Altitude
Caution.
too low. Flying.
Low altitude. Caution.
Enemy in
Low
sight.
altitude.
Altitude too low. Flying. Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Bingo!
Caution.
Yahoo!
Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo! Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo! Mission accomplished.
Your mercenary unit has proved its reliability. We request you aid in the extraction of one of our officers from the enemy mountain fortress. We can only send one unit without alerting the opposition. Target: cripple enemy air defense and land on their runway. Only you have the requisite skills. You will be paid handsomely.
Ready? Break now! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Wasted! Focus on our 6. On our left! On our right! Up ahead! Locked on target. Fire! Put it down! Wasted! Let's return to mission, buddy! Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down. Back one! Focus on our tail! On our right!
Caution.
Pull out of it!
Engine stalled.
Up ahead! On our right! Up ahead! Fire! Shoot it down! Peekaboo! Him away! Let's return to mission, buddy! Enemy targets located. On our right. Up ahead. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Bingo! Yahoo! Jesus, missed! Focus on our tail! On our right!
Caution.
Pull out of it!
Engine stalled. Caution.
Pull out of it! On our right! Altitude too low! Climb! Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Blew him away!
The captured port has become a key resupply facility for our forces. We cannot allow the enemy to cripple or recapture it. Current intelligence suggests the enemy is preparing a bombing raid utilizing stealth bombers. Even one can devastate the facility. Keep alert. Target, stealth bomber wing.
Ready? Break down! Enemy locked on target. Fire! On our left! Fire! From the head! Bogey on our 6! On our right! Bogey on our 6! Let's return to Bogey on our 6! On our right! Enemy in sight! On our left! Bogey on our 6! Enemy in sight! Take off! On the head! Fire! Shoot it down! Jesus! Miss! On our left! Bogey on our 6! On our right! On the head! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Enemy target located. On the head! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! They blew him away! Enemy target located. On our left. Enemy in sight. Up ahead. Enemy locked on target. Bogey on our 6. Jesus, miss. Take off. Stay with him. Jesus, miss. Don't let him get away. Jesus, miss. Stay with him. Shot! Toast! On our left! Bogey on our tail! On our left! Up ahead! Locked on target. Fire! Bogey on our tail! Jeez, on the head! Don't let him... Jesus, miss! Jesus, miss! Jesus, miss! Don't let him get away! Wasted! target. Fire! Shoot him down! Threw him away! On our right! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot him down! Jesus! Mid-range shot! Threw him away! Mission accomplished.
The enemy is committing its huge mothership to this theatre. They are growing desperate. Eliminate the mothership and their naval mobility is crippled. There are no reference points on the ocean. Pay attention to the operational map. Target mothership.
Ready? Break now! Enemy target located. Bogey at 12 o'clock. Bogey on our 6. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution. Low
Take off.
altitude.
Altitude
Caution.
too low. Flying.
Low altitude.
Enemy locked on target.
Caution. Caution.
Great shot. Altitude too low. Flying. Bogey on our 6. Take off. Enemy target located. Bogey at 12 o'clock. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution.
Enemy locked on target. Take
No
off.
Alert. Body
Low.
damage.
Flying.
Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage.
Bogey on our 6.
Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage.
Take off. Let's return to mission, buddy. On our left. Up ahead. Bogey on our tail. Enemy in sight. Up ahead. And bogey on our 6. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution.
Take off.
Low altitude. Caution.
Too low. Flying.
Low altitude.
Up
Caution.
ahead. On our
Low
right.
altitude.
Altitude too low.
Caution. Low altitude. Caution.
Altitude too
Low
low.
altitude.
Flying.
Caution. Caution.
Bingo! Altitude too low. Flying.
Warning.
Locked
Caution.
on us. Missile approaching. Dive. Dive. Enemy in sight. On our right. Bogey on our 6.
Warning. Warning.
Bogey on our tail. Take off. Let's return to mission, buddy. On our right. Enemy. Bogey on our tail. Up ahead. Enemy locked on target. Bogey on our 6. Bogey at 12. Let's take off. On our right. Bogey on our 6. Take off. Altitude too low. Flying. Bogey on our tail. I'm losing him. Enemy target located. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot him down! Bogey on our 6. On our left. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Take off! Bingo! Yahoo! Bogey on our tail! Enemy locked on target.
Body damage.
Fire!
Alert, body damage.
Bogey on our
Alert,
6.
body damage.
On the
Alert,
head.
body damage.
On our
Alert,
left.
body
Take off!
damage.
On our left. Bogey on our tail! Bogey on our tail! On our left! Bogey on our 6. Enemy locked on target. Take off! Mission accomplished.
Despite the elimination of all fuel refineries, the enemy continues to conduct operations. You are assigned to recon for undetected fuel supplies. Even though this is just recon, engage and eliminate any opposition patrols. Good hunting.
Ready? Right now! Enemy in sight. Enemy target located. Enemy on our left. Altitude too low. Flying.
Caution,
Bogey on our
low
tail.
altitude.
On our left. Bogey on our 6. On our left. Enemy on the head. On our left. Bogey on our 6. On the head. Bingo! Take off. On the head. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Quick shot! Bogey on our 6. Bogey at 12 o'clock. Fire! Shoot, take off! Jesus, miss! Jesus, miss! Enemy target located. Bogey on our 6. Up ahead! Take off! Quick shot! Bogey on our 6. On our right! Bogey on our tail! Bogey on our 6.
Caution.
Pull out of it!
Engine stall.
On our
Caution.
left! Bogey on our tail! Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Jesus, miss! Bingo! Yahoo! Quick shot!
Warning.
Locked on us. Missile approaching. Dive! Dive! Take off! I'm losing him! Bogey on our 6. An enemy take off! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Jesus, miss! Jesus, miss! Jesus, miss! Jesus, miss! Jesus, miss! Don't let it bingo! Yahoo! Stay with him. Great shot! On our left. Bogey on our 6. Up ahead! Don't let him get away! Here! Toast! On our right! Enemy target located. Enemy in sight. Fire! Bingo! Yeah! Bogey on our 6. On our left. Up ahead! Fire! Shoot it down! Back one! Mission accomplished.
Our recon work has identified the last fuel depot. Go and bomb it flat. Target: a group of fuel production bases. The enemy is using its top guns in this theater. Keep focused and good hunting.
Ready? Break now! Enemy in sight. Enemy target located. Altitude too low. Fly!
Alert. Body damage.
I'm in!
Alert. Body damage.
Altitude
Alert.
too low.
Body
Fly!
damage. Alert. Body
Enemy
damage.
locked on target.
Alert.
Fire left.
Body
Altitude
damage.
too low. Fly!
Caution.
Altitude too
Low
low. Fly!
altitude. Caution. Low
Great
altitude.
shot! Altitude too
Caution.
low. Fly!
Low altitude.
On our left. on target. Fire! Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on us. Missile approaching. Dive! Dive! Enemy targets located. Enemy targets located. Enemy targets located. Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target. Enemy quick shot! Quick shot! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot at that Ag 1! Enemy targets located. Enemy targets located. Enemy targets located. Enemy targets located. Altitude too low. Climb!
Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Altitude too low. Climb!
Caution.
Enemy locked on target.
No altitude. Caution.
Too low. Climb!
No altitude.
Altitude too low. Climb! Enemy in sight. Altitude too low. Climb!
Caution. No altitude.
Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. Altitude too low. Climb!
Caution.
Him away.
No altitude. Caution.
Too low. Climb!
No altitude. Caution.
Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target. Altitude too low. Climb! Focus well with
Caution.
altitude too low. Climb!
No altitude. Caution.
Bogey on our 6. On our right. Up ahead. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot him down! Jesus! Bogey on our 6. Bogey on our 6. Take off! On our left. Bogey on our tail! On our left! Bogey on our tail! Bogey at 12 o'clock! Bogey on our tail! Bogey on our 6! Take off! On our left! Enemy in sight! Enemy locked on target. Altitude too low. Climb!
Caution. No
Enemy locked on
altitude.
target.
Caution.
Too low. Climb! On our right. Bogey on our 6. Enemy locked on target. Just take off. Altitude too low. Climb! On our left. Enemy in sight. Up ahead.
Warning.
Bogey on our 6. Enemy locked. Enemy target. Altitude too low. Climb!
Caution.
Mission accomplished.
Our offensive operations are now concentrated on the Scorpion Island fortress. The base itself is a hard nut to crack. but we will isolate it by eliminating its bridge and central runway. Target: Red Suspension Bridge to the island and its Air Force base. There will be plenty of ACAC and SAM defenses around the runway. Go in for one pass, then break off operations.
Ready? Break now! Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. Bogey at 12 o'clock. Bogey on our 6. Enemy altitude too low. Climb.
Caution.
Take off.
Low altitude. Caution.
Too low. Climb.
Low altitude. Caution. Low altitude.
Too low.
Caution. Low altitude.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Ahead. Altitude too
Low
low.
altitude.
Climb.
Caution.
Bogey on our
Low
6.
altitude.
Altitude
Caution.
too low. Climb.
Low altitude.
And altitude too low. Climb.
Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Bogey on our 6. Bogey at 12 o'clock. Take off. On our left. On our right. On our right. Enemy targets located.
Warning.
Enemy locked on us. Missile approaching. Dive. Dive. Take off.
Warning. Warning.
Enemy in sight. Bogey on our 6. And enemy targets located. Take off. On our left. Enemy locked on target. Bogey on our tail. Altitude too low. Climb. Enemy locked on target. Bingo. Altitude too low.
Alert
Climb.
flight status.
Mission accomplished.
The enemy is on his last legs. One more strike should lay him out. Take your unit through the ravine to the enemy headquarters. Intelligence is sketchy on force composition near the headquarters, so keep on your toes. Fly low on your way in. Everything above the ravine is a SAM kill zone.
Ready? Break now! Enemy targets located. Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Wasted! Enemy targets located. Enemy in sight. Fire! Shoot it down! Back one! Up ahead! Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Enemy target located. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Enemy target located. Enemy in sight. Fire! Shoot it down! Toast! Mission accomplished.
Urgent message. Enemy giant airborne fortress discovered. This may be your final task. Eliminate it before it reaches our airspace. Good luck.
Ready? Break now! Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. Great shot! Bogey on our tail! Altitude too low. Climb! Enemy targets located.
Warning.
Lost a missile approaching. Dive! Dive! Great shot! Bogey on our 6.
Warning.
Take off! Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target.
Caution.
Enemy bogey on our 6.
Alert. Fire counter. Alert. Fire counter.
Great
Alert, body damage. Alert, body
Missile
damage.
approaching. Dive,
Alert,
dive.
body damage.
On our left. Moving on our tail. Enemy in sight.
Caution, caution, caution.
Enemy in sight. Bogey on our 6. Enemy locked on target.
Caution,
Take off. Quick shot. Jesus, miss.
caution, caution.
Enemy target located. Enemy in sight. Enemy target located.
Caution,
On our
caution.
left. Bogey on our 6. Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Take off. Bogey on our 6. Enemy target located. Take off. On our left. Bogey on our 6. Up ahead. Enemy on our left. Bogey on our 6.
Caution,
Enemy locked on target.
Caution.
Quick shot. Take off.
caution,
Quick shot. On our right.
caution.
Bogey on our 6.
Caution.
Pull out of it.
Engine stall. Caution.
Let's return to mission, buddy. Enemy target located. Up ahead. On our right. Bogey on our 6. On our left. Up ahead. Jesus. Bogey on our 6. On our right. Up ahead. Enemy target located. Enemy in sight. Bogey on our 6. Take off. Enemy locked on target. Quick shot. Bingo! Woohoo!
Caution,
On our right.
caution.
Enemy target located. Enemy locked on target.
Alert,
Bogey on
body
our 6.
damage. Alert,
Bingo!
body damage.
Woohoo!
Alert, body damage.
Bingo! Take off.
Alert, body
Bogey
damage.
on our tail.
Alert, body damage.
Enemy locked on target. Jesus! Bingo! Woohoo! Enemy target located. Enemy lost a missile approaching. Dive! Dive!
Caution, caution, caution.
Bogey on our 6.
Caution.
Pull out of it.
Engine stall.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy locked on target. Bogey on our 6.
Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage.
Jesus! Miss!
Alert,
Bogey
body
on our
damage.
6.
Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage.
Enemy in sight. Enemy target located. Bogey on our 6. Bingo! Woohoo! Take off. Enemy locked. Bingo! Woohoo!
Caution.
Bingo! Woohoo!
Warning.
Lost a missile approaching. Dive! Dive!
Caution.
Bogey on our 6. Enemy bogey on our 6. Take off. locked on target. Enemy locked on... Great shot! Great shot! Enemy targets located. Bogey on our 6. Take off! Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Woohoo!
Congratulations. The enemy has capitulated and the coup has failed. The rightful government has been restored to this peaceful country. Your skill as top guns changed the balance. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you.